Yes, Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Rahul. You know, you have the right to be a silly anarchist, but not the right to accept money from or working with banned terror outfits, if that turns out to be the case post-investigation. Being dense, dopey, unemployable, brainwashed, peddler of lies, irrational, unscientific, illogical is not a crime. If it were, all our prisons would be filled with communists. Second, calling yourself an environmental activist even as you support those who are mindlessly pumping pesticides into our crop, emptying out our land of all water, turning our atmosphere into a gas chamber by burning stubble is also not a crime, in my opinion. Making an anarchist toolkit that doesn't call for or result in direct physical violence is also not a crime. As a free speech absolutist, Rahul, it goes without saying that I stand with this brainwashed so-called environmental activists' right to carry out all of the above. I repeat for the nth time, yes, we are a democracy and yes, we have dissent, but we don't have a constitution that respects either. Our constitution has spawned draconian laws and articles and amendments that, rather than protect the rights of the dissenter, protect those who violate the rights of the dissenter. Everything is grey, everything is subject to something, everything is primed for offending religious sensibilities or waging a war, and one of the most draconian laws is that of sedition. All governments past and present have used it, are using it to kill dissent. In my view, sedition should be considered unlawful only if it is attached to an imminent, verifiable, palpable threat to India. Let's now take this case. In my opinion, there is nothing in the toolkit that poses an imminent threat to India or calls for violence to the best of my knowledge. However, what if the makers of the toolkit were collaborating with banned terror organizations or were funded by banned terror outfits? Now that is certainly worthy of investigation, and I suppose that is why it is the magistrate who has remanded this woman into judicial custody. Finally, a little about the Congress clowns jumping silly. Rahul, please give me 30 seconds. No other government in independent India has charged and jailed more activists for sedition than them. In 2011, police under Congress arrested 60 tribals and Dalits, including the Dalit activist and editor Sudhir Davale, under UAPA and sedition charges. He spent 40 months in jail before being acquitted. Activist Vernon Gonzalez was arrested and convicted under UAPA when Congress was in power. 8,000 protesters and environmental activists were charged with sedition during the UPA in a single act during the Kudankulam protest. Chidambaram called them anti-national, quote unquote, but today he stands with them. What cannot be cured must be endured, and that goes for both the Congress and the anarchists. Only difference being one has a tool, the other a toolkit.